Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, for the people that have been following us for a long time, then you're aware of this story. But just to kind of give anybody a breakdown on it, this is going to be covering Timothy Simpkins. That was the young kid. I think he was 16 or 17 at the time, where he had shot at a school because he was jumped by a group of people at school. Now, this was back in October 2021. Now, he is going to be sentenced, and I know we had covered this case, but he was charged with 3 counts of attempted capital murder, right? So you're going to see exactly of what's going on. He had made a stance of saying that he was threatened, bullied, and pistol whipped and jumped. So here is the most important part about this, is that once you actually read this verdict and you hear exactly of how Mr. Simpkins went about approaching it, his prosecutors, then also the defendant. This is why it's so important, is that when you do certain things, you have to understand the gun laws. You knew for a fact there was no way you were beating this or getting probation if there was a school shooting, especially with there being such a high amount of school shootings and people feeling like they're being too lax, even with adults that are being caught in gun crimes. So check this out. Let me know what you think. I'll be right back with you.
Be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you guys.
Yes.
The final voice to testify before the jury decides his punishment is that of convicted school shooter Timothy Simpkins himself.
Well, first, I just want to say I'm sorry for my actions. I know they was wrong and horrible. There's no justifying that.
Simpkins is convicted for the Timberview High School shooting on October 6th, 2021. After a violent classroom brawl, Simpkins pulled a gun from his waistband and fired toward the student who'd attacked him, Zacchaeus Selby.
See, I'm going to be real with you right here, man. This is the angle in the video that they did not show until they had reached their verdict and took it into court. This changed everything in regards to him saying that he was in fear for his life, saying that he was under attack. Now, once you get somebody in this position, one, they're running from you. Done deal. 2, you're able to stand up over them. Bro, there is no way that could have ever been self-defense, because in this particular instance, you were no longer in fear for your life.
He shot Selby twice more after he'd fallen to the floor in the hallway. Selby, another student, and a teacher were injured and survived.
I understand what I did was wrong. Very, very wrong. And I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry.
Here go another important point, man. Just keep it real. We're going to keep it all the way real with you. Those gator tears only work for white women and Kyle Rittenhouse, brother. I'm sorry you don't have the complexion for protection when it comes to this. I understand that you probably do have some remorse, understanding that you could pretty much potentially throw your life away, but just got to remember that, you know, the tears only works for Kyle Rittenhouse and white women that's trying to call the police.
I just asked for another chance. Probation, max probation, the worst, the strictest probation possible.
The jury decided Simpkins was not in fear of his life when he pulled the trigger, despite such claims made by his defense team. The state's case centered around a shooting at a gas station a week before the school shooting, when Simpkins claims he was robbed of drugs, money, and pistol whipped. He fired a gun at his attackers as they drove off. Prosecutors say Simpkins' reaction, angry and threatening text messages and internet searches that followed led up to the school shooting.
At 5:15, the day after, you look up extended clip for 45. On 9/27, you're not looking up, hey, how do I report a crime? Did you? You didn't look up Arlington Police Department's main number. You didn't look up, hey, what happens if I get robbed on smoking marijuana? Did you?
Sir.
In closing arguments, the prosecution asked the jury to send a strong message, while Simpkins' attorneys pleaded for the lowest range of punishment.
Probation is set up to rehabilitate. That's what it's for. To give a person the opportunity and the tools You know, Tim may have grew up in a middle-class family, but it's not an affluenza family. It's not an affluenza defense. What he did was wrong. What he did was very wrong. If you feel in your heart of hearts, I cannot give him probation, I want you to consider the minimum of 5.
There is not one excuse for what he did. He didn't need for anything. He needed for nothing. You cannot rehabilitate a lack of empathy and a cold-blooded heart. We, as a community, you as jurors, must send a message out because we are tired of wringing our hands in desperation about these shootings. And to do it in a school, a sacred place of learning, is even worse.
So here are my closing thoughts with it, man. I understand the young brother. This is him actually shooting in the video. So, you know, when the prosecutors come out, they're gonna try to paint you out as an animal, man. And so from the text messages to the Google searches of trying to get an extended mag, everything that you got to do, bro, that was their job. And, you know, this could truthfully be you, the one that has the tears. But once the jury actually sees that and see just a week ago that you were shooting at a gas station from being robbed. I mean, I know a lot of people that have been robbed, but that doesn't mean that they necessarily shot. It just did not look good for you. So that's just my closing thoughts. I hate this for the young brother. He got 12 years. They really could have threw the book at him and could have got some real football numbers. I think he, you know, doesn't have a record. Probably do like 6 to 8 years and he'll be home, but he's definitely going to learn from this example that was set, because they have to start somewhere. And he just happened to be one of them people that fell for it. Accountability. Got to do better. Long live